Welcome back to another episode of What Are You Made Of with your boy, Mike C-Roc. I'm in the house. I got Magdalena Kalley in the house. I think I pronounced that right. Kalley?
Correct? Yes, you did.
Yeah, buddy. So, guys, I'm so excited to have her. We met in Clubhouse, great new app. And, I looked at her profile and it said she was a motivational speaker and hypnotist. And I was, obviously I'm always interested in hypnotism. So I wanted to get her on here, help her or allow her to share her story and find out what she's made of. So Magdalena, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here and, share my story and hear your story as well.
Well, thank you. And, the thing about you that I liked is that when I asked you to come on, and I gave you the link to schedule, most people are pushing them out a month, 2 months. You're like, nope, we're going tomorrow. And I was like, okay, let's roll.
We both know if we don't do it tomorrow, we'll probably never do it. Come on.
That's
Like
right.
everybody's
That's
so
right.
busy. It's always something in the way. We both meet new people, new challenges, right? New things happen. So if I want to do something, it's the same when we talk about dating, right? If a guy likes a girl, he'll get her. He won't wait.
Right.
So if
Right.
you want something, you don't wait. I wanted to speak to you. I was excited to meet you and to dig in deeper into certain topics with you. So I said, let's do it tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, I love that. Thank you so much. And we always start the show with the question, and I'll do this with you now. What are you made of, Magdalena?
I am made of love, pain, and experience.
I love it. So, I got to dig deeper, right? So let's get into that. Why love? Why pain? Why experience? Give me some background. What's your story? Everybody's got a story. What's your story?
Pain is the absence of love. And I had a lot of pain in my life. And it taught me that love is the only thing that multiplies, although we share it. So the more pain I had, the more love I gave, and the more love multiplied and came back to me and healed me. So me healing others, I healed myself. And this all together, is a ongoing experience. The experience never ends. I think it even continues, in our past life. We will experience something. I believe so. So yeah, pain, love, and experience. I think I connect to a lot of people because, sometimes somebody tells you a really sad story and people say like, oh, damn, bro, that's tough. I'm sorry. But how do people react that if you share a story with them, have been through the same? How would someone react that got their heart broken so bad that they lost everything or lost weight and couldn't work, didn't want to live anymore? We're just sad, so sad. How does someone react when you tell them you lost a parent or somebody close to you passed away and they tell you, dude, this happened to me too, this and this? It's just a different talk, which
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you cannot, connect to people that maybe haven't been through these things. But especially in our field too, a lot of coaches, a lot of teachers, a lot of podcasters, they talk a lot all day long because they read many books and they're good. But you can tell the worst thing that happened to them is the family dog passed or maybe grandma, which is sad, don't get me wrong. But they don't know what it means to fucking almost die from pain. Someone is going to be, ripped out of your life by an accident, or you lose your parent, or someone that you love so dearly just says, I don't care about you anymore, or you lose your job, or you're almost homeless. That's a different vibe. And
Yeah.
if you talk to someone that has been through this, and it's funny, I often feel it before I even know. Like, I don't know much about you, but I know you've been, in the darkness. You've seen the dark. I see it in your eyes. I see the love you have, the compassion, how you speak, to the people that follow you and that listen to you, how much you want to give. The more we miss, the more we want to give. The more love we miss, the more love we want to give. And it's funny. If you want to know more about a person that you maybe like or look up to, see what they post, see what they talk about the most, because actually this is what they need to hear as well. So if you look at my profile, my
That's
Twitter,
true. That's so
I
true,
sound
man.
so smart, but in the end, I should listen to myself. All the
Right?
smart
You're
stuff I
preaching to
post,
yourself, right?
100%,
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah. I say that all the time, man. That's so true. So true. I noticed that about myself, and then I start looking at it with other people, and I say sometimes like, so people will be looking up to a celebrity, or they'll be looking up to some high profile coach or something, and they're looking
Right.
up to them and have them on this pedestal. But when you realize what you just said, and then you look at their account, and you're like, oh, that poor soul. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
so now it's time for you to connect with my audience. So take us back, share like some of your pain. Where did some of your pain come from?
All right. So first, when I was almost 6 years old, my dad passed away from, I think it's pancreatic cancer, some kind of mean stomach cancer. I was not even 6 yet. My dad was
Where
the
were
first
you? Where were you?
in Germany,
In Germany?
Germany.
Okay.
So I'm from Germany. My mom is Polish, and my mom always spoke Polish to me. Both my parents were jazz musicians, so I come from a musician's family. My mom played in the jazz bar upstairs on a luxury cruise ship, and my dad was leading the big band a few floors further. And when the big band was done with the show, they finished the musicals and the Frank Sinatra night, all the musicians went upstairs to the bar to get effed up, like let's kick it, right? And this was when my mom was playing, and then my dad saw my mom, and that was it was over. The rest is history. And then I had an amazing childhood. I was very happy, always surrounded by music. I would go with my parents to concerts when they would perform. I was traveling a lot with them, best time ever. And then he suddenly passed away. This cancer came and just literally killed him. It came within 3 months. He was, I think, 6'2", tall, strong, bold by choice. Like, he was a beast. 2-3 months, boom, he was gone. He was half his weight, it was just over. And this was indescribable. And I started to stutter after that. So this was how I coped with the situation, because my dad got a lot of attention by being sick and later passed away. My mom got a lot of attention as being the widow. And as terrible as it sounds, me as a child, I needed attention. Like, I wasn't, I needed this attention. So naturally I found something that would get me attention back, which was then stuttering. So I did that for a long time, and I saw therapists and stuff. And it's funny because the more I healed, the less I stuttered. So it's not really that the therapy helped me, but actually the healing, and then I didn't need it anymore, right? That's why a lot of people, they maybe think they're sick or they're depressed. The problem is not always interesting, the root. And sometimes if you heal the root, right, then the problem is gone. So this was the first thing that was pretty crazy. And then after that, my mom fell into this mindset of, the glass is half empty, always a negative perspective. She's like, I call her like the infinite widow. So my dad passed in 94. She's still alone. It's 2021. She never dated. And my mom was hot, man, tiny, blonde musician. She's now 79. If you would see her, you would not believe. You would be like, there's no way. My parents also got me very late. My mom was 45. My dad was 50.
And there's only one child? One child?
One child, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I was planned, because, they were traveling musicians. And at some point, probably my mom thought, oh, I guess, it won't happen. And then boom, peace, I came. And so yeah, this was pretty tough. And then so my mom, we always model our parents. I'm sure you can agree that a lot of us talk shit about our parents, and then we get older and then we're like, I am my mother, right?
Yeah.
Or I am my dad. Like, literally the stuff you made fun about earlier, now you do. So a lot of things that I would make fun of my mom of, I do now, and I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. So she has this very, very sad mindset, and she never really snapped out of it. Then later on, because I came from this musician family, I studied performing arts. Thank God I didn't have to fight with my mom to do something proper, right? My mom was like, musicals, singing, dancing, that's it, you go. So I studied, and then I became a certified musical actress. I was pretty successful, and then all of our dreams, like my dream came true. I got hired at the West End, which is in London, which is the European Broadway, right? New York has the Broadway, London has the West End. There's nothing else for musical dancers and singers in Europe. And then I have a knee accident. I go to a jazz training. We practice split jumps, split turns. It's like you do a split in the air really quick and you turn.
Yeah.
Boom. I fall on my goddamn face, on my goddamn knee.
Oh man.
It was the loudest
I'm not
sound.
laughing at that happen, but the way you said it was funny.
It looked funny. It did look funny because I landed like all cricket and like an idiot. And then I ripped, I think it was an ACL, meniscus, front, back, side, front. Everything was done. And they wanted me to be in a wheelchair for 3 months to not put any weight on it so it heals properly. And I said, no, I'm not touching a wheelchair. I'm like, I just can't, like, I cannot, I'm a professional dancer. I cannot. So they said, well, yeah, you can use crutches slowly, but the healing process will be longer. And might be not as good. I'm like, I don't care. I cannot be in a wheelchair. Right. I cannot. I cannot. And I feel for these people that, end up in wheelchairs and freaking, rock their life and do everything they do. They're to me the people I think I look up to the most. These people that had accidents or something, and can't walk anymore. Because this is my biggest nightmare. And so I had those crutches. And then, it started. I fell into depression. I started drinking because, you know,
How
my
how
whole
old were
scene,
you? How old were you?
this was 2008. So I'm like, what, you know, 18, 17, 18. I just finished studies, 18, 19. So in my field, most of the guys were gay, right? All the dancers. So I was out every night with the gay guys, just drinking sweet, sugary alcohol, not
Did
moving,
some of them
obviously,
did
with
some
my
of them did
crutches.
some of them pretend to be gay just to hang out with you?
I don't know. I don't know. By then,
I didn't know if you ever found like
this was
experienced that or
uh,
not.
this was before a lot of plastic surgery, so I wasn't as cute because I did spend a lot of money on myself. And then I was cute, but I
Well,
invested a
well,
lot.
well, well. The reason I say that, there's a movie called Boat Trip, and the guys Horatio Sands and Cuba Gooding Jr. pretend they're gay so they can go on this cruise or something to pick up women. It's just it's funny. So
I
anyway,
have a lot of friends actually that do that. It really works on us. So that's some hard advice. The whole gay thing actually does work on us.
oh
Um, um,
man,
so yeah, so that was that, and then boom, I gained weight. Now suddenly I'm 35 kilos. What is that? 70 pounds more. Easy. If you just eat, you don't move, you drink this sweet alcohol. It's not even that I was drinking hard liquor, but pina colada here, caipirinha there. You know, this sweet, tasty stuff.
yeah.
And then boom, now I'm unemployed with a damaged knee and fat and sad. So I started to, okay, find reasons, find ways what to do now. So I tried therapy, talking to these people forever, psychologists, psychiatrists. I tried some of these this crazy people medicine that only makes you more fat and tries to cure depression when none of that really helps. And then I got hypnosis. Problem solved. I see all the other options I have. I see that I can learn from this, teach others, I can motivate others, I can be proof that life isn't over after something, you know, hits you really bad. So this was the first time I got in touch with this. So I changed my life. I got into coaching. Then I started to go into, I was like, okay, I can't do theater anymore. I can do movies. So I started to go into movies. I started to lose weight. I picked my life up. I was pretty successful then in movies. Then the whole reality show thing started, right? Then they found me. I became like this reality show person. You know, those people that are famous, nobody knows why. That was
Yeah, yeah.
me
Where was that
on every
in
show.
Germany or in
That
Europe?
that is still Germany. Yeah, that's still
Yeah,
Germany, but everything that airs in Germany airs in Switzerland and Austria at the same time. So you cover like 3 countries, which makes it actually a big market.
gotcha.
And then I started to come to LA because then I was successful in movies. So then the next step was like, well, let's see if we can maybe, you know, do a little something in America, since you're pretty successful in those movies in Germany. And I wasn't shooting like shitty movies. I was doing actual legit stuff. So then I started to come to LA, visit back and forth, back and forth. And then I met this guy, German as well, living in LA. And he was on a reality show called Goodbye Germany. It's a show about people, about Germans that leave Germany to succeed somewhere in the world, to start a business, to leave everything behind, to just go somewhere. He was featured on the show, and I just started to be featured on the show because they started to follow me. Will Maggie make it in Hollywood? Can this actress, you know, bring her success from Europe into the American market and all that stuff? So then we liked each other. Then we started dating. Then the show finds out that me from the show and that him from the show and me from the show start dating. So they freak out. They're like, oh my God, now they're dating. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going back and forth. At some point, you know, Homeland Security was like, you've been here quite a bit as a tourist. That's kind of, we do not support that. So then they cut me off. I couldn't come back to America. Drama, drama, drama. TV is filming all this. It's a big drama. People love it. And then he comes to Germany and surprises me with a proposal. So we married because we really liked each other. We wanted to see where this is going. And he said, I'll rather be divorced than never try and see what could have been with you. Because he was already living in LA. I was still a
Now,
German citizen,
now,
you know.
now, let me hold on, stop for a second because I want to ask you a question. So the tension that you got from them saying, "Oh, they're dating," was that good for your career at that point? Like that, you know, for them to be all over that with the you know, interest of that.
Yeah, I didn't really care because I was still so much in love. It was this amazing time where anything connected to a new partner is dope. Like, let's say your partner is collecting bugs in the forest. You're like, dope, let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because you're
yeah,
just like so in this pink cloud. I
yeah.
didn't really mind. And of course, it pushed both of ours, you know, being known, and we got more screen time, and then we started to have a own show, you know, just about us, just about our life in LA. And then yeah, fast forward, I think we were married for almost for 5 years, together for 6. Then we got divorced. Fame got to his head a little bit. He also had a few demons he was fighting with, which I tried to help him, but you know, you can only help someone if they want help. That's also what I learned, right? We cannot help someone. When people come to me with hypnosis and say, I want to quit smoking, I'm like, really? They're like, well, yeah, my wife and my daughter tell me to. I'm like, see you next time.
It's not just want help. They got to believe help is a good thing, right? They got to believe help is possible. And a lot of people don't believe help is possible, right? It's not, they may want help, but they just don't think it's possible.
Yeah, and you can't do it for others.
Yeah.
Everything I do, I can't do it for you. I can't do it to impress you. I need to do it because I want to do it, because I feel it. So so we got divorced. That was 2018. And then since then, I pretty much picked up everything I put aside. I'm very codependent. If I love someone, I push them a lot and put myself aside, which I don't mind, because I have this supporter gene. I just love it. I love to, like, I don't know, I just love it. It maybe comes still from the musical thing, ensemble, singing together, like the unity makes the beauty. I think that's still like some kind of programming I have. So I love to support others. I love groups in general. If I would have the chance to put a show on stage, I would never put myself alone. I want an ensemble. I want people singing and dance. I love this unity thing.
Is codependency a bad thing?
Yes and no. It makes you very loving, very compassionate. It makes you the probably best friend and best partner in the world, but it destroys you. And will eventually, these demons will haunt you and then turn you into not being the best friend, not being the best partner in the world. Although your core is so pure and so full of love. So I like to use this example. It's oldie but goldie. It's stupid, but I think it hits the nail on the airplane. Oxygen masks. As much as you love your family, as much as you want to help everyone on the plane, if you don't put it on yourself first, you'll faint and it's over and everybody dies.
Yeah.
If for 1 second think about yourself first, you can now breathe and think and now help others.
Right.
It's stupid, but that's how it is, man. We have to heal ourselves. We have to love ourselves before we try to be this messiah helping others. It doesn't work. I tried it. I tried to love and help others because I had none of that for myself. I failed. And the moment I started to genuinely love myself, respect myself, give myself some credit, this is when I became more successful. This is when I could help more people. It's just the thing. So, it really is a thing.
So what's the hypnotist being hypnotized and all that? Did you just do it one time, or did you have to do it several times for yourself?
Every time one time. If you have a good hypnotist, and people ask me how long does the session take, it takes as long as you talk. If it's just about smoking, it's 1 minute. If it's deep anchor trauma, I maybe walk you through some people that you need to let go of. It might take 30 minutes. It might take an hour, but it always depends on how much I have to talk about, And and then I got divorced. I finally could put myself first, which was fine, which was cool, which was a cool feeling. And then I pushed my coaching more. And then I met another incredibly talented hypnotist. He's 22 right now. He'll be the next Tony Robbins. He's also huge on Clubhouse, incredible talent. And he told me, Maggie, I think you would be good at hypnosis. I'm like, bro, chill. Like, I'm good at coaching. I like to motivate people, but this is like, you guys are amazing. I don't think he was like, no. It's not just the technique. It's this mix of authority, but also winning people over, having compassion, making people trust you. And you have this, people do love you. And I thought about it. Well, then I agreed. He started teaching me. I had him, then a few other mentors, and I turned out to be super talented. Not just that I worked hard to learn it, I really put in the effort, but I turned out to be a talent. So right away, I did things other people do or cannot do after years of studying. And then from there, it just went up. I helped more and more people. The word spread, German TV again, like, oh, because they maybe thought that after my divorce, I'll be like broken and sad and all of that. I was sad, but not like, not as people expected, because again, my inner core maybe felt this is right. It's time for you now. It's time for yourself. You did so much for others all your life. And what I like the most about it, it's not just helping people. It's actually a little selfish, but I think it's so dope to do something not a lot of people do. I was a singer. Wow, crazy. I was an actress. Wow, you've never seen a blonde actress. Crazy. But now I go somewhere, they look at me, I might have this Instagram blonde girl look, right? They're like, so what are you, an actress? I'm like, I'm a hypnotist. Boom. They're like, hold on, what? Right away, you have attention, you have something to talk about, people are interested.
Altitude. I call that altitude.
It's so much fun. And that's why I always tell people, before you try to be one of a billion, maybe try to find something that not a lot of people do, and then be the best in your field. And that's how you succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, another real estate agent, another fitness coach, another, And even podcasts. That's why podcasts are successful, because each podcast is very individual. Like you do your thing and it's completely different from other people, so you can express yourself. But imagine podcast would be exactly like always the same, identically the same. Who would be the best one? Probably the most famous person, and then all of you would be like whatever, right? But because you give it your own flavor, you make it your show, and you have this special vibe about you. That's why people like you, and maybe not someone else.
Yeah. I feel you. Yep. So when you're working now with everything that's going on with lockdown and all that, can you hypnotize people over Zoom or?
Yes,
Okay,
Zoom,
so it doesn't have to be in
FaceTime.
person.
No, it works. It works just as well. It helps if you've been hypnotized before, so you know this feeling, so it's easier over the screen. But even people that have been never hypnotized before, there are different inductions. You have inductions in person, then you have specific inductions and techniques for the screen, where you just tell them maybe to focus on a spot and do specific things, breathing, this, that, and it works just as well. I have Zoom coaching sometimes with like 30 people in one call, and it's amazing. And again, what you said, if people tell me, so what if I don't believe in hypnosis? I tell them, I don't need you to believe in hypnosis. I need you to really want the result that we're working on. If you don't believe in hypnosis, but you tried everything, you need to quit smoking because you literally will get lung cancer. Like, you have to quit. You don't believe, but you're willing to try, and you trust me, I can work with you. On the other hand, if you're a huge fan of hypnosis, you're like, dude, I love this stuff. And then I'm like, okay, what can I help you with? And you're like, whatever, let's do something. Won't work as well. It's not about the belief as much into what I do. It's about how much do you want the result? How committed are you to actually changing your life?
Now,
If that makes
so
sense.
if you're on Zoom, yeah, it makes sense. If you're on Zoom though, and let's say you have somebody hypnotized and then it cuts out, are they stuck?
That happened a few times. It's
Oh
annoying. No,
shit.
but some people gone really deep, but most people don't go in really deep. So after maybe 1 or 2 minutes, they usually notice that the voice is not there. They can come out. It's not like you're caught. Like this movie Get Out, right? It messed with my business. It's not like that. It's not like that. I put you in a very light trance. Also, it's probably deeper in person, or it's also deeper if I need to put you in really, really deep. But for the basic things like confidence, smoking, better diet habits, no procrastination, get up on time, this all just needs a very slight state of theta, which is the state that you enter several times a day. When you drive home the same route over and over again in your car, and you're like, was that last traffic light green? You're completely in trance. When you watch a movie and you cry because someone died, you're in trance because your brain can tell the difference in that second between reality and fiction, right? You know it's an actor, you know you're watching an actor, and yet you're like, wow, and you're tearing up, you're feeling, right? You're in hypnosis. When you listen to a song, you're in hypnosis. When you smell something and it's an anchor, when you smell something, it reminds you of your grandma baking cookies, it's hypnosis.
So how does it compare to being audited in like over at the Celebrity Center? Like, what's the difference?
Psychology is my hobby. Don't get me started. People make fun of me. Like,
Why?
people go fishing, people go rollerblading as
Why
a
is it
hobby.
why is it your hobby though? Like, what do you mean by
Dude,
hobby?
first of all, my mom and me, we always started watching all those Scientology documentaries when I was little. And my mom was always like obsessed. Like, this is so crazy. It's kind of creepy, but kind of cool. No, Scientology is freaking brilliant. Yes, they pretty much do what I do, but they turn it into an evil direction. Well, I turn it into, a good direction, black magic, white magic. The beginning of Scientology, when you first enter, is very much self-help. They give you good stuff, good value, good content. They do great movies. They teach you about self-love, about family, connection, and all of that. But later on, they have a so-called bridge, and everybody tries to reach the state of clear. When you clear, you're a so-called, you reach your highest OT level, which is, what does the OT stand for? Optimum theta. So you now know you're in full control of your emotions. You're in full control of how your life is going. So this is what they teach. No, the difference to auditing is that auditing is pretty much just a lie detector. They already play with your fear. You don't want to embarrass yourself. You go into the center, everybody looks nice, and you don't want to answer a question. They ask you something intimate and you ask wrong. You don't want those people that don't even know you to say like, well, that was a lie. So people are honest. And you already get them in this slight state of fear, which is flight or fright, right? And they also get into a light state of trance almost then. And then they just have incredible salespeople. It starts off with $99, $2.99, $4.99. And then eventually, if you stay in Scientology and you actually want to finish everything they offer, the minimum is $650,000. So, but yes, they work with very similar techniques. They work a lot with NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. So hypnosis through language, invisible influence. Yeah, it's actually, if they would have the same training, but use it for good stuff, man, they could be a church. They could, or even an incredible organization. They only made it a church to mess with the IRS because now they're tax exempt. In the end, they're just the biggest real estate company. They're the biggest real estate company hiding behind a cult. All they do is buy real estate. They own all of Clearwater, Florida. They have the nicest buildings in a lot of downtown areas and huge cities. Germany has a lot of them. In the end, it's just real estate into a huge fund with probably 8 to 12 people that have their billions on their tax exempt. I mean, think about this. They don't pay anything to the IRS since 30 years. I think 30 years ago in the 80s or something, they won in court, and IRS was like, F that.
Gotcha.
Let them have it.
So how do I know that you're not sitting here trying to neuro-linguist something like me while we're talking here? Yeah, like how do I know that?
Because I'm a good person. Because I'm good.
No,
because
I know. I'm just messing with you. I thought it'd be funny that.
Anyway. But one of my mentors says, he teaches hypnosis, and he says, yo, this in the wrong hands can cause a lot of harm. But here comes the funny part too. The only thing that is stronger than hypnosis is our deep primal instinct. So let's say I hypnotize you on stage and you're down for it. We're going to do some fun stuff. I make you a chicken. You're down for it. I'll make you think you're a stripper. You take your shirt off. You're down for it. But let's say I tell you, oh, and later on, you're going to take $200 out of your brother's wallet. It might be you either snap out of it and say like, what? Or you simply stay in trance, but this is something you won't accept the suggestion.
Right.
That's why before a session, I talk with the people exactly about what we're going to work on. So we're all on the same page. And then in trance, they're very suggestible, very open to what I'm going to say, because I pretty much repeat back to them what they told me. You want to quit smoking? I tell you to quit smoking. I won't tell you to also leave your girlfriend, because this is not what you want.
Right.
So that's where you're like, okay, how far does hypnosis work? And you can go against someone's will if you're truly evil and super unethical. But I don't even dig into this. I don't even try to find out how.
So you never met a hot guy in LA and put him in a trance and told him to leave his girlfriend for you?
No.
No, I'm just messing with you.
No.
So Mag, do you go by Maggie or
do Maggie, because I'm over this whole Magdalena thing in America. It's just too much of a pain in the ass.
Well, Maggie, listen, what's like coming for you in the future? Like, what are your plans? Like, what are you aiming to do over the next year or so?
Seminars. I feel like this pop star that can't perform. I want to do seminars. I want to blast music, have people jump and scream. I scream at them, they scream back at me. I scream at them, they scream back at me. You know, this whole Tony Robbins vibe, energy. Travel more, because I switched through different visas, this and that. For the non-Americans, they know how much of a pain in the ass that is as well. All these visas, you can't travel for a while, then you can travel again, then you have to wait for the paperwork to go through. So travel more, connected to my work, speak more, share more about hypnosis, tell people it's not only this whole creepy cliche that people have. It's a really cool thing. That's it. Keep my friends and family healthy, meet some more cool people, do more podcasts.
Awesome.
And just, spread the word, support and be supported.
Awesome. Well, guys, listen, go support Maggie. How can the audience get in touch with you if they want to engage with you further? What's the best way?
I mean, any social media platform, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, it's all the same username. Clubhouse, obviously, if you aren't on this yet, please do so. I mean, you and me met through this, and I think you and me agree that the value on there for free, it won't be for free forever. Watch out, people. I give it 3 to maybe 6 months until the stuff will probably be charged for.
What are you on Clubhouse? The same as Instagram?
Yes, Magdusia. Magdusia is actually, since my mom is Polish, a cute version of my name is Magdusia. When you're Magdalena, it's like Magdusia. And I made it like into a cool Americanized version. Then I just kept it because I had it for so many years. So
it's Magdushya, Magdusia. Check her out, sir. Instagram, Clubhouse. Go hit her up and tell her that you heard her on the What Are You Made Of podcast with your boy C-Roc. You guys have been listening to the Waymo What Are You Made Of podcast. And guys, I'm so glad to have you as listeners and supporters of the movement. Go get that Rocket Fuel book too at MikeCroc.com/book, MikeCroc.com/book. And until next time, be good. Thank you, Maggie.